Hey, I'm Joe DiGiulio with another free art lesson. In this free art lesson, we want to deal with abstraction. Now, when we deal with abstraction, we talk about the four basic elements of it: line, color, shape, texture, which we really have in this piece. But there's that fifth element that we don't always deal with, and that is context. When you deal with one painting and create a series of three. One by itself doesn't really mean a whole lot, but when we put them all together, it can be anything, but putting them all together in a series creates context. It gives something to feed off of one another. By itself, yeah, it's a painting, but when you put all three, they come together to make sense. We're going to check out some more examples of that in just a minute. Okay, as you can see from this first piece, on its own, it has the basic elements of line, color, and texture, as well as shape in it. And on its own merits, yes, it's a nice, interesting piece. But when we combine it with another piece of like, the diptych is created, and it gives context. Now, because they have similar palettes, similar lines, similar textures, they seem to work together in a nice set and create a lot more of interest to it. The importance of context, a set, a series, that's what we're really looking for. You can do anything. You're not painting a barn or you're not painting a cow or whatever, because we're dealing with non-representational work. Using similar elements is going to be the key to having a successful work. And the added element of context brings on that next dimension to your work. Think of sets, think of series. Okay, in these, again, by itself, a simple, small little painting, but when two additions of similar color, texture, strengths, lines, it creates an imagery that's quite a bit more interesting, and also it makes sense now because by itself alone, yes, but it's much stronger when both are together. So that's what we're really looking for when we talk about context. Here's another example. One by itself, it can be anything. You can do anything you want. But using those basic elements again will really bring a lot more of a pop when you do two at a time. Now, how do you paint and then replicate the second one? You really don't. You do them both at the same time. That's the critical thing. When you're painting, lay them out on the board, do the paintings together at one time. Here's another example. This actually is what I have three left. Oh, excuse me. This one is I have four of. So let's get them all in the mix. When I did these, I had them all laid out, taped down, and I painted all four of them at one time. It creates so much more interest when we have the similar palette structure, the flicks of color, the texture, all of that working together. It makes sense. Now you can hang them either in a quadrant, you could actually lay them out in twos, put two in another part of the home, whatever you want. But I want to strive to give you the importance of having the set work together for you. Remember, singularly, it'll be a fine picture. But together, as a whole, is the key to success. Keep those abstractions in context. Get the most mileage out of them. I'm Joe DiGiulio. I hope you enjoyed this free art lesson. We'll see you next time.